Hello friends, I heartily welcome all of you in Langlet's Educators Historical YouTube channel. The basic purpose of this YouTube channel is to provide students with interactive content that makes learning more fun and frolic way. This channel focuses on informative and insightful classes on various contemporary and useful topics as building vocabulary, effective language skills, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing. It also facilitates you to eliminate grammatical errors, fluent and appropriate pronunciation skills, simplified literary terms, and many more aspects of language and literature. Everything from classroom pedagogical ideas to professional development opportunities and more can be found in this informative, innovative, motivational, stimulating, thought provoking, interesting, and more importantly, student centered YouTube channel. Langlet's Educators historical channel also devoted to furnish the best digital tips and tools for modern educators. So it's my humble request to all of you, kindly like, subscribe and suggest to explore hundreds of videos to learn, unlearn and relearn. Thank you very much. Friends, today in this video we are talking about sentence pattern. Let us first understand what is a sentence. Sentences are just the source of expressing our emotions. Now, what exactly a sentence is? A sentence is a grammatically complete idea. It is a group of words put in order to give a meaningful result. For example, if I say Raj working is office and in, does it make a sense? No. Now, if I say Raj is working in an office, that makes a sense. Now, let us talk about sentence patterns. Actually, sentence patterns can be understood as the way sentences are usually structured. It is important to learn the most common sentence patterns in English, as most of the sentences you will hear, write, and speak will follow these basic patterns. And once you get familiar with these sentence patterns, your writing and understanding of the English language will definitely improve. Examples of each pattern can help you to recognize these types of sentences in daily life and learn to use them in your own writing and while speaking. So let us understand types of sentence patterns. Sentences come in all different styles, but the following are some of the most common grammar patterns you will see. If you learn these 7 patterns, you will have a good grasp on how the English language works. So there are 5 components of the sentence. There are 5 important components in a sentence like subject, verb, object, complement, adverbial. Now, these are the 7 sentence patterns in English. Subject plus intransitive verb, subject plus transitive verb and direct object, subject plus verb plus object plus adverb particle, subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object, subject plus verb plus direct object plus preposition plus indirect object. Sixth one is subject plus verb plus object plus complements. And seventh one is subject plus to be plus complement. Now let us learn these sentence pattern one after another. First one, the most basic seven sentence pattern is a noun followed by a intransitive verb. That is subject plus intransitive verb. Here we need to understand first an intransitive verb. Actually, an intransitive verb is defined as a verb that does not take a direct object. That means there is no word in the sentence that tells who or what received the action. To be more precise, in this sentence pattern, there is a simple sentence has a subject and an intransitive verb. But it can be a single subject such as Tom, or it can be sometimes compound subject like Tom and Jerry. Similarly, it can have a single verb like ran, or a compound verb like ran and jumped. Here are some examples of sentences with subject and verb patterns. Actually, before going further, we need to find out few common intransitive verbs like agree, appear, arrive, continue, cry, die, exist, grow, happen, live, lie, listen, laugh, panic, smile, talk, walk, work, yell, and so and so forth. Few examples I have given here that it is a complete sentence. She grieved. It rained. Ram and Sham studied. He lied. My shop opened. We talked. The chef cooked. My students listened. Her phone rang. Now let us move towards the next sub sentence pattern, that is subject plus transitive verb plus direct object. Another very common sentence pattern in English is this one, that is subject and a transitive verb with a direct object. So when the sentence has a transitive verb, it must take a direct object. To be more precise, sentence pattern 2 includes a subject plus an action verb plus a direct object. So in this pattern, the subject acts upon the direct object, or to say it another way, the direct object is the noun or the pronoun that receives the action of the verb. So the responses to the questions of what or whom result into object. So indicate the direct recipients of the transitive verbs. So subject plus verb plus what or whom result into direct object. The example that follows will make the relationship very much clear. The examples like Kiran sent a letter. Shashikant paints landscapes. Santosh bought a car. So, in each of these examples, you can find the direct object by asking a series of questions. In the first example, you ask Kiran, the subject, used sent what. So, the answer is a letter, that is direct object. So all the other examples follows the same format. So in the second example, you ask, what does Shashikant paint? The answer is landscapes, which is the direct object. In the third example, you can ask, what did Santosh buy? The direct object is a car. Remember that the direct object comes after the verb. Now, let us move towards another very important sentence pattern, that is subject plus verb plus object plus adverb particle. Here, the verb in a sentence is followed by an object and a prepositional phrase, which often performs the function of an adverb. Such prepositional phrase is called an adverb particle. For example, I have given, the teacher explained the theory to the students. So in this sentence, the teacher is the subject, explained is a verb, the theory is object, to the students is the adverb particle. So the word to he is actually a preposition. However, along with the verb, it functions more as adverb in the above sentence. Hence, to the students tells us whom the theory was explained to. Sometimes the particle is detached from the verb and put after the object, like the given sentences. Here in these two sentences, we can say preposition particle is detached from the verb and put after the object. So in this sentence, he took his shirt off. So particle is after object. He is a subject, took is a verb, his shirt is an object, and off is a particle. Similar way, they call the principal in. Now let us look at another sentence pattern, that is subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Many verbs can be followed by two objects, an indirect object and a direct object. The indirect object usually refer to a person and the direct object usually refer to a thing. The indirect object comes between a transitive verb and the direct object of the verb. The indirect object receives the result of the action. In other words, the indirect object receives the direct object. A good way to identify the indirect object is to ask the question to whom or for whom after the direct object. The answer is always the indirect object. For example, he showed me a letter. So in this sentence, he is a subject, showed is a transitive verb, me is a indirect object, and a letter is a direct object. To whom he has written a letter? Me. So the another two examples, like she gave her sister a car. We give these men our money. So this is the way we have learned about subject plus verb plus indirect object plus direct object. Let us move towards another very important sentence pattern, that is subject plus verb plus direct object plus preposition plus indirect object. Sometimes the indirect object can go after the direct object. In this case, we use the preposition to or for. We need to keep in mind also that indirect objects are almost always introduced by a preposition. For example, he showed a letter to me. She gave a car to her sister. So preposition, after that comes indirect object, that is to me and her sister. Now let us move towards another significant sentence pattern, that is subject plus verb plus object plus complements. So in this sentence pattern, the words required to complete the meaning of a sentence are called complement of the sentence. So we need to understand first complements. So what do you mean by complement? The words required to complete the meaning of a sentence are called complement of the sentence. The complement which expresses the quality or identity or condition of an object is called object complement. Look at the following given sentence. The president appointed Ravi principal. So in this sentence, Ravi is the object of the transitive verb appointed. But if you say the president appointed Ravi, the sense is incomplete. In addition to the object Ravi, we need another word to complete the meaning of the verb appointed. So the word principle which completes the meaning of the sentence is called a complement, since it says something about the object Ravi. It is called an object complement. Now let us move towards another important sentence pattern, that is subject plus to be plus complement. So in this sentence pattern, a subject complement is a word or a phrase that follows a linking verb and identifies or describes the subject. That's why it is called a subject complement. A subject complement is either an adjective or a noun or a pronoun. We can prove by reading these three sentences that subject complement is either noun, adjective, or pronoun. Praveen is a policeman. A policeman is a subject complement. So it's a noun. Deepika is beautiful. Adjective is there. In beautiful is an adjective. I am he. So pronoun comes as a subject complement here. Or we can give another example like the light in the chapel was warm and soft. So warm and soft here in this sentence is a subject complement. Now let me conclude about sentence pattern that clear sentence pattern and accurate punctuation marks are all absolutely essential to effective written communication. Words alone are not enough. They must be carefully and accurately arranged to achieve clarity and precision. When we speak, we rely on tone and expressions to convey meaning, but formal and academic writing relies on effective sentence pattern to communicate exactly what we mean. Haven't I simplified the sentence pattern? Yes, thank you. So let's learn, unlearn, and relearn through Langlet's YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe the channel to understand more complicated terms in a simple ways. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.